and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be giving you some Friends to Lovers recommendations because I've heard that it is a lot of people's favorites. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be showing you the book. If I've read the book, because some of them I haven't read, but I know that the tropes in it. So I'm going to, if I've read it, I'm going to give you my opinion, and I'm going to read the back of the book, and then if I haven't read it, and then I will give you like what I've heard about the book and like opinions that I've heard about it. So the first book that I am going to show you is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheehan. Now, this book is so good. I gave this book, I believe it was 5 stars. Yes, I gave this book 5 stars because it is so good. And I do have a reading vlog of me reading this, so if you want to go and check that out, I will leave a link. But this is so good. There's no words for it. So I'm going to read it back to you. I wanted to lose myself in the small town of Pilone, Maine, to forget everything I had left behind, the sound of rain, the blood, the coldness of a gun against my skin. For 6 months, each breath has been a reminder that I survived, and my dad didn't. I almost safe again. But the moment I meet Archer Hill, my entire world tilts on its axis and never rights itself again. Into a trespass into his strange, silent, and isolated world, Archer communicates with no one. Yet in his whiskey-coloured eyes, something intangible happens between us. There's so much more to him than just his beauty, his presence, or the way his hands communicate with me, on me. But this town is mired in secrets and betrayals, and Archer is the explosive centre of it all. So much passion and so much hurt, but it's in Archer's silence that we might just find what we need to heal and to live. So yeah, I have read this book. It is so good, and if you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend that you do, because you will not regret it. Like, it's so good. The next book is November 9th by Colin Hoover. Again, this was so good. I gave it 5 stars, and I know most people read it on November 9th, but if you haven't read this yet, you need to read it. So I'm going to read the back to you because it's just so good. Fallon meets Ben, an inspiring novelist, the day of her scheduled cross-country move. Their ultimately attractive leads them to spend Fallon's last day in LA together, and her eventful life becomes the creative inspiration Ben has always sought for his novel. Over time, and amidst the various relationships and tribulations of their own separate lives, they continue to meet on the same day every year, until one day Fallon becomes unsure if Ben has been telling her the truth or fabricating a perfect reality for the sake of the ultimate plot twist. Can Ben's relationship with Fallon, and simultaneously his novel, be considered a love story if it ends in heartbreak? So yeah, this is so good, and the plot twist in this book, wow, is so good. Okay, the next book is The Deal by Elle Kennedy. This is the first book in the Off Campus series, which I'm currently reading because I am currently on The Score by Elle Kennedy. I'm currently reading that, and it's so good. Those two, this one and The Score, is absolutely my favourite so far. But I'm going to read the back to you because let me just tell you, this is amazing. Like, it's so good. So Hannah has finally found someone who she likes, but while she might be confident in every other area of her life, she's carting around a full set of baggage when it comes to love and seduction. If she wants to get her crush's attention, she'll have to step out of her comfort zone and make him take notice, even if it means torturing the annoying, childish, cocky captain of the hockey team in exchange for a pretend date. All that Graham has ever wanted is to play professional hockey after graduation, but his plummeting GPA is threatening everything he's working for so hard for. It's helping a sarcastic brunette make another guy jealous to help him secure his position on the team. He's all for it. Now he just has to convince Hannah that the man she wants looks a lot like him. So this is so good. Now, I've heard so many people say this is their favourite and the score is their favourite, and I agree. They're my favourite as well. But this is so good. I've heard so many positive things about it, and that's why I read it, and then I read it, and I get it now. It's so good. So I highly recommend that you read this if you haven't already. And if you haven't already, I don't understand what you're doing. So go and read this. The next one is Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. Again, this is so good. I gave this 5 stars. It is brilliant. It's a pen pal romance, as well as obviously friends to lovers, because they're friends first and then they're lovers. So I'm going to read the book description. We were perfect together until we met Misha. I can't help but smile at the words in her letter she misses me. In 5th grade, my teacher set us up with pen pals from a different school, thinking I was a girl with a name like Misha. The other teacher paired me up with her student, Ryan. My teacher believed Ryan was a boy like me, agreed. It didn't take long for us to figure out the mistake, and in no time at all we were arguing about everything. The best takeout pizza, Android versus iPhone, whether or not Eminem is the greatest rapper ever, and that was the start. For the next 7 years it was us. Her letters are always on black and paper with a silver writing. Sometimes there's one a week or 3 in a day, but I need them. She's the only one who keeps me on track, talks me down, and accepts everything I am. We only have 3 rules: no social media, no phone numbers, no pictures. We had a good thing going. Why ruin it? Until I run across a photo of a girl online named Ryan, looks at Gallo's Pizza and worships her iPhone. What are the chances? I need to meet her. I just don't expect to hate what I find. Ryan, he hasn't written in 3 months. Something's wrong. Did he die? Get arrested? No, Misha, neither would be a stretch. Without him around, I'm going crazy. I need to know someone is listening. It's my own fault. I should have gotten his number or picture or something. He could be gone forever, or right under my nose, and I wouldn't even know it. So, this is so good. I gave this book 5 stars because it is amazing, like so good. The next one is Him by Elle Kennedy. This is, I believe it's also a series, but I've heard it's so good. I haven't read this, but I have heard it is really good, and I really want to read this, so I'm going to read the description because the description does sound really good as well. Jamie Canning has never been able to figure out how he lost his closest friend. 4 years ago, his tattooed, wise-cracking, rule-breaking roommate cut him off without an explanation. So if things got a little weird on the last night of hockey camp the summer they were 18, it was just a little drunken foolishness. Nobody died. Ryan Wellesley's biggest regret is coaxing his very straight friend into a bet that pushes the boundaries of their relationship. Now, with the college team set to face off at the national championship, he'll finally get a chance to apologize, but all it takes is one look at his long-time crush and the ache is stronger than ever. Jamie has waited a long time for answers, but walks away with only more questions. It's not how about 6 more weeks of it. When Wellesley turns up to coach alongside Jamie for one more hot summer at camp, Jamie has a few things to discover about his old friend, and a big one to learn about himself. So, this is good. Like, it sounds good, and I really want to read it. Next one is Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. Now, I haven't read this, but I've heard it's so good. Like, it's everywhere on BookTube and BookTok. So I'm going to read the description to you. Hazel Camille Bradford knows she's a lot to take, and frankly, most men aren't up to the challenge. If her army of pets and thrill for the absurd don't send them running, her lack of filter means she'll say exactly the wrong thing in a delicate moment. They're lost. She's a good soul in search of honest fun. Josh has known Hazel since college, where her zany playfulness proved completely incompatible with his mellow restraint. From the first night they met, when she graciously threw up on his shoes, to when she sent him an unintelligent email while in a post-surgical haze, Josh has always thought of Hazel more as a spectacle than a peer. But now, 10 years later, after a cheating girlfriend has turned his life upside down, going out with Hazel is a breath of fresh air. Not that Josh and Hazel date, at least not each other, because setting each other up on progressively terrible double dates, blind dates, means there's nothing between them, right? So that sounds so good. Like, and I've heard loads of people giving it 5 stars, so I recommend that you give it a try, because I'm definitely going to, because it sounds so good. Okay, that's the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and comment down below if you would like a part 2. I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye!